Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to the next episode review for Yashahime Season 2. Episode 18, the Collapse of the Windmill of Time. Another good episode though, which there's one thing I have to say, but I'll get to it though. So, this is what ultimately leading up to our trio finally going back into the present to stop Kirimaru and the Green Comet that's gonna prevent them from crashing down to Earth, basically killing the whole planet. But anyway, getting to the episode, so it ends up with Rin, saying bye to the girls, come back alive. And then we cut to when they get to Sesshomaru's mother. Of course, Jock being the wise one, is like, greetings, your ladyship. And you get Toa, now the girls meeting their grandmother for the first time. And then even Toa was like, "Oh, nice to meet you, Grandma." She tried to be friendly, but Sesshomaru was like, "Oh, there's no time for that." So, and then Sesshomaru's mother, I forget her real name. So that's why I'm always calling her Sesshomaru's mother, because I forget what her real name is, like Iki something or whatever. But I'll get to it eventually. I'll name it eventually. So she's saying that you wish to travel to the Windmill of Time. They say yes. And she sees Akiru, which is nice because she's part of the Dog Demon Clan, so she sees him. She said that Akiru's already chosen you. So in the Windmill of Time, the doors will open. But that said, though, like, she's like trying to be nice, but at the same time, kind of like, a little bit, well, like about like a bit of a smarty, because like, oh, you may go through though, but then she explains the other part, like, oh, many people have traveled through time, but one after another, they get sucked into space-time and perished. So you're like, okay, you may go though, but at the same time, people in the past have tried to do that, and one by one they perished. Kind of like being snobby in a way. But we may say, but we should do it because we've been chosen. And she holds out, Sesshomaru's mother holds out the locket where she's always carrying, which leads to about the underworld, and saying, sure, you cannot travel through time unless you defeat them. It means the other ones who have perished in the underworld. So she calls for Maidamaru, the one that's basically made up of all the other. Yeah, he's the embodiment of the underworld's wrath, Maidamaru. So they say, oh, it's been a while. So, and those who wish to the Windmill of Time have appeared. And you say how it's very amusing, and Sesshomaru's mother just casually sitting back and watching. She wants a show to watch. Oh, he's a very amusing fellow, so this will be a good way to pass time. So yeah, she's still like sitting here casually like this, saying, just enjoying the show. So enjoying the show as the battle commences. Good way to pass time. That's like being a bit snobby, And then we cut back to when Kirimaru put the Haku back in Rion, saying, I don't need your thanks. And Kirimaru said that he wants to take her with her to the future, and explains about the Green Comet will in the future will kill the future. And he's like, what? Well, she said how he's saying that he wants to save the future, and then he tells Riku, remember when his severed arm he tossed in the Bonier's well. He tells him that became his incarnation in the future, that became Osamu Kirin. And then we see that bit of the arm becoming Osamu Kirin, coming out of the Bonier's well into the future. So yeah, he's been his eyes since then, and that's why he's the only one who can see the Grim Comet. And saying that Grim Comet that's going to happen in the future is the true comet that's going to hit. And they're saying that, he's saying that Osamu Kirin has been pleading with him to save the world and the humans, which kind of begs So it makes me kind of beg, like, the question is, like, is Osamu Kirin a good guy? because in the last episode at the end he discreetly took out those demon crows where May and her friends were at. I know he did that though. Basically, he said but he's saying these pleadings to Kirimaru to save the world and the humans. So is that kind of like begging the question: is Osama Kurin a good guy? I don't know though. So that's gonna be a little not jumping to conclusions, you know. So that's gonna have to wait till we see it until when our trio meet up with Mr. Kurin, Osama Kurin, when they meet, you know, saying maybe he'll be a good guy or show his true colors. Maybe he'll use his powers to fight them. I don't know, because they say that they have to stop the Grim Comet and destroy the foreign body, and that is of Osama Kurin. So we'll have to wait and see on that though. So and then Riku is like shocked. He's like, "Oh, what?" And then Kirimaru saying, "Oh, it's all your fault." I'm like, "Well, how is it his fault?" He told him to get rid of that severed arm of his because it was like a symbol of him being ashamed of himself being defeated in battle by Toga. So he told him to get rid of it. So, well, if he wanted to told him to get rid of it, you should have told Riku, "Oh, anywhere, but don't toss in the bone as well," you know. So how was it his fault? So, and then he's telling him to choose: will you do nothing, or come with me to the other world to save humanity? And he's also telling her that that Kirimaru is already preparing a new body for Rion. And saying that, oh, the body belonging to Toa, who you seemed quite fond of. And they're both like, what? And he said, I've set a trap on the Zenzakian in the event that someone stole it. So basically, yeah, if she continued to use the Zenzakian, her cone will be whittled away, and her body will become an empty shell, basically. So that's why he regained, saying that Rion will gain a physical body by using Toa's. So basically, yeah. So it was like it was a trap. So he made a trap in case if Rion gave that Zenzakian to someone who uses it, if their cone is gone, he can make Rion a new body through that owner. So basically, Rion even though Rion didn't know it though, he did not know about that though, but he set up this whole trap to make her give her the Zenzakian to someone else, basically. Well, so but Rion did not know that though, but he made this whole trap, you know, in case someone ever takes it. So then back with Madomaru, he attacks them, says, you know, telling Toa, don't use the Zenzakian anymore because even though she's alright, but hey, I'm like, Toa, you just passed out unconsciously after you drank all of that Hako out of your father. So she's telling you. I like this bit of more of a worriedness. It's like how the role reversal. You know how earlier in the first season how Toa was being so concerned of Setsuna. Well, now it's the role reverse. Now Setsuna is the one who's being careful with Toa now. Because now she's acting more sisterly now, and she now wants to be make sure her sister does not get hurt or anything now. So it's the role reversal now. So then now back with Kirimo saying, ever since you died, I've been searching for a new body for you. Although the comics, you're searching for a new body though. Although you've been asleep for 200 years prior to being awoken by Sesshomaru and Zero. So I guess you were searching for a body before you took a nap, a 200-year-old nap. So then Rion saying, how could I have done this to Toa? And Riku saying, you've done something terribly cruel, and seeing how Riku likes Toa, saying, to do that to Lady Toa, that's not, I cannot allow that. And it was once again becoming a badass when he draws out his sword using the flicker of his earring, and he's preparing to fight. So for Toa, I'll gladly sacrifice this artificial life that I never cared for to begin with. So basically, yeah. And then he starts fighting Kirimaru. Kirimaru's just like doing this, dodging like this, And then even Ryo wants to get on the fight too, since I have no longer attachment for you. And Kimuro's like, "Oh, do not sadden me." And he's got and then I like Ryo gets in the fight. She uses Zero's staff, and she uses the same webbing ability that Zero used. So she's able to use the same. Well, it's her staff, so she can use the same ability. So she uses the webbing. Nice to see that Ryo's getting in on the fight too. And it's like, "Don't you understand my deep love for you? I cannot bear to lose you." But then she's saying, Ryo's saying, "But you've already lost me." So now they're both fighting, and even though, well, because he's like barely moving, because it's like this is no challenge for them. This is no challenge for him. He can barely be slow moving all he wants though. So if I gave you the Senzakian, so why don't you fight back then? Then come back with Maid Maru. They're both attacking Toa and Moroha. And then Setsuna gets pushed back down. Setsuna gets pushed back down the steps. Excuse me. And Maid wants to like feel the power of my envy. Like I said, Setsuna being concerned for her sister now. And then Sesshomaru's mother saying, "As always, he's such an amusing fellow." He's just like I said, she's just sitting back, sitting back like this, just enjoying the show. I like Sesshomaru's mother, I think she's most of the characters throughout this whole franchise. She was introduced like in the final act here, in the last season, the final act, right? She was in it for that one episode, but even though she's been here in snippets here and there for the Yashahime series, though, but I feel like she's an underrated character because I've been enjoying her personality, just being sort of like being nice, casually just watching. So I like Sesshomaru's mother. So, and Sessuna saying he's basically trying to find his strings of faith. And Moroha's firing gets out, saying that she can now use her new bow that she got from her mom, and she launches it, and it does show a bit more of a power. Breaks the guy's scythe, and hits him in three different attacks, which the one arrow becomes into three. And then Setsuna sees the threads of fate. But then the big aura, the guy's aura puts them back together. And then Toa blocks it again. Toa, using the Senzakian, and saying that how she can use Setsuna says she can use the string of fates. She can cut it. She sees the string of fates. She can cut it. And then Maid Maru saying that my body contains the grudges of countless demons. And then back to with Kirimaru, Ryo and Riku fighting. Ryo uses the webbing again. And then all of a sudden, Kirimaru uses his hand and shoots out fire. I'm like, wait a minute, he can shoot out fire from his hand? When did he get when is he able to do that? For the past, all the attacks he's done from back then, he's now able to shoot fire from his hand now? When did he have the ability to do that? Well, I guess hidden ability you can say, but I'm like, okay, that was just pulled out of nowhere. All of a sudden he can shoot fire out of his hands now. But he uses to burn the webbings down. And now he draws his sword. Now he's saying he won't hold back. Kirimaru knocks Riku's sword out, but then Rion holds the staff up to her father's neck, and is saying that it ends here. But typical, when they say that though, that's not gonna happen. Especially in movies, so this is the end, but usually that doesn't happen when they say that. And then Kirimaru is telling her to do it. She's saying, "Kill your father." But stupidly she freezes. He grabs it and takes the staff and stabs into Riku. And I'm like, oh no. and then he just falls down, open-eyed. So I'm like, nah. I'm like, no. This cannot be the end for Riku. No. After all this time, that cannot be the end for Riku. Because if people are fans of Riku like I am, I'm sure they'll probably would be upset. Like, no, he cannot die just like that, right? I'm assuming he's not dead yet. I have to assume this because otherwise, that would be the most anticlimactic for a character of this franchise. Because Riku, especially his relationship with Towa, and Towa, taking a liking to him and her and him, and being a badass and fighting, and what we have, how he was created and all that stuff. I mean, he's such a badass character. I mean, him just be stabbed just like that and just falls down. Come on, he cannot be dead after that because that's not. It's like I say, it's an artificial body. It's not a human body that he has, so he cannot die just like that. I have to assume he's not dead. Okay, but if other episodes continue on and we don't see him again, I'm like, that for this franchise, this would be the biggest upset I've seen. How just Riku just ends up just like that. That would be the biggest upset. So I'm right as of right now, I'm assuming he's not dead though. He's probably just unconscious like that. Maybe. Because if he doesn't appear onwards, then I'll make the big complaint that was the most anticlimactic death for a likable character. I love Riku, and for all this time, but he just died just like that. No. That can't be the end just like that. No. So I have to assume he's not dead right now. No. He's not dead right now until we see further down the line that he's not. So then Rion, she starts crying. Then Kiritamaru puts a spell on her and just puts her to sleep, and then he just takes off with her. So then Toei back at the fight with Maid Amaru. Says no, telling her you can't keep using the Zenzakian, but she does though. She you give him the Haku, and like Sesshomaru's mother, her reactions it's just I thought it's the I forget the name. It's not the other name, not the Zenzakian name though, but the longer name. I forgot how to pronounce the name though, but it's that sword that she says. So, and she's saying that why, and she's saying why does she have it? So now Towa's absorbing the Haku, and all the strings of fate are coming out now, and it's a whole bunch of red strings that are connecting to Maid Amaru to the Windmill of Time. So she uses her Togekichi to sever the threads, and now he's able to find peace now. And it's like, and Sesshomaru's like, are you satisfied, Maid Amaru? And you say, you know what? It's not that I wasn't chosen by the agents. I was rather beyond my means. And now he's peaceful, and he's now at peace now. Sesshomaru's been saying, oh, that's very superb. And he bids farewell, and he just drifts up into the sky, basically, to heaven, basically. And saying that Towa is alright. And then we get the explanation of what we've been seeing, about the Zenzakian, saying it absorbs demon energy, but it whittles away their cone. It's cursed. So Jockin's always been like the exposition guy, like with Myoga and Jockin. And speaking of, we haven't seen I gotta bring this up. I mentioned Myoga. Where has he been? We saw him at the end of the finale of the first season. Ever since the second season just started, we haven't seen him since. Where did he go off to? Because I mentioned Myoga because he's always an exposition guy, even Jockin too. So Jockin here explains about humans and demons and everything in between, about Haku and Kon. Like Haku is the one that moves the body, and Kon is the one that's in the mind, basically the spirit power of the mind, the one spirit. So he said about the curse, like, and Sesshomaru's mother saying that it's best you get rid of that sword. And so eventually the sword will eventually take control of your body. And you mean Rion? If you lose your Kon, as long as your body still has a Haku, you know, you can be be a vessel for a transplant of soul. So that's what Kiritamaru's plan was. And then all of a sudden Akiru just slides down slides down the handrail. I like Akiru. He's such a cute guy. He's just like a playful guy. He's like, oh, slide down the handrail. And they're saying that could Rion have deceived us, and they're saying that no, saying that Rion is the type of girl that wouldn't do that. Yeah, this whole thing was a trap set by Kiritamaru, because Rion did not know that, so she didn't know by giving the Zenzakian to Towa that would happen, so she didn't know it. It was a whole trap set by Kiritamaru, because he wanted to put his daughter in a real body. So she didn't know anything about the curse. So, but then it's just Towa saying, even if it's cursed, I'll try to master it. I think when I mentioned Akiru, he goes and jumps on Sesshomaru's mother's lap. Just goes and jumps onto her lap like that, and just. So, he gives Towa the pinwheel. She blows on it, and then the windmill starts spinning. So Sesshomaru's mother is telling her it's time for them to go. So Akiru is going to go with them. Kiritamaru flying through the air, holding Rion, saying he's on his way over there, saying that he cannot let them go. Like he has to get there first before they do, before they travel to the windmill. So the portal opens up to the windmill. Akiru jumps in first, and then Sesshomaru's mother saying that the degenerate age has begun. They might be able to change things. At least make this enjoyable, half-demon princesses. What will this come of this prophecy of destruction? Prophecy of destruction, yeah. So Kiritamaru, he's on his way. He's on their way. They're close. Our trio are holding hands as they jump through the portal, and Akiru is right there in front of them. Nice. And Kiritamaru's like, "You're not going anywhere." So he uses his Bexagian and just shoots at the windmill, causing it to burst into flames. And basically, he's in there too, so he gets in there. As it's going up in flames, the energy that's him, he goes right in there with them. So he makes it through the portal. He's like, I'm the one who will transcend time. And it's saying that, you know, my right arm, Osama Kirin, lead me to basically the future. So yeah, he makes it through. So he makes it through with Rion. And then after that, a whole bunch of these demons just come bursting through the windmill time. All these demons. Then we get the quick cut to Rin and Sesshomaru. And then Akiru, Towa, Moroha, and Setsuna, they're all leading to on their way back to the future, saying they'll destroy the Green Comet and find Mr. Kirin, protect the world, and Sota, Moe, and Mei. So they promise to the mother they will come back alive. So yeah, but Kiritamaru, he made it through with Rion. So yeah. But I will have to say though, sadly though, unless there's another portal opens up though, sadly though, we won't get Kagome Inuyasha back into the future as well. I would love to see Kagome come back to the future, you know, say hi to her mother and her grandfather, and really see her little brother again and his family. If there's no other if the Tree of Ages doesn't open a portal or going back to the Bone Eater's well, sadly though, our Kagome and Inuyasha we will not see them back in the future. But maybe there's a possibility. I would like to see them go back to the future because, well, the thing is though, now that all those demons are coming out of the windmill of time now, now with them, the Demon Slayers, Moroku Sango, and everyone else are at the choice for the fight. The demons are pouring out of the windmill of time now. So, but like I said, I would like to see Kagome Inuyasha back into the future. Just basically for old times. Basically, I would like to see that still. But yeah, our girls are now on the way back into the future. Akiru is with them. Nice to see that. Cool. But Kiryumaru, he managed to sneak right in there with Rion, and he's telling Osamu Kirin, "Lead me to the future." So yeah, and I want to see how what Osamu Kirin's gonna be, his role is gonna be now when the girls when Toa finds him. So yeah, but the collapse of the windmill of time, another really good episode. But like I said before, that better not be the end of Riku. I'd assume right now he's not dead because he's a very likable character, let alone a badass character. That just cannot be the end for Riku just like that. No, he cannot just go out just like that. No way. So yeah, I assume he has to be still alive because remember he's not he's not a human body. His body's not human. It's like Rion, an artificial body. But yeah, so. But I just hope that's not the end. That's not the end for Riku. Not like that. Not that way. No. I just assume he has to be still alive. Still, hopefully, because otherwise, a lot of fans of Riku are gonna be very pissed because he just went just like that. I'm like, what? Really? Like just like that? That can't happen like that. But hopefully we'll see. Hopefully we'll see if he has to be still alive. We'll see him later onwards. He has to be. But anyway, regardless of that one part though. Still a good episode. I like, especially with Kiryumaru, with Riku and Rion teaming up to fight Kiryumaru. The fight was decent with Mato Maro. Like I said, Shishomaru's mother, just being like is very a snobby. Well, trying to be nice, but at the same time being snobby as well. Just oh, you may go through, but you got to go through him. But oh, and please enjoy the show, basically. But I think she's a very underrated character in this. I would like to see more of her still. She hasn't hardly been appearing at all. She's only been in snippets here and there, though. Sadly, I still want to see like more of her. But like I said, I want to see since the demons are coming through the windmill of time now Kagome, Inuyasha, and everyone else has to deal with those since they're spewing out now. But I want to see both of them go back to the future just for old times and see Kagome's family again. But anyway, this is still a good episode, so I can't wait to see the next one. Because now they said the demons are going to, because they said that where I got heard from the previous said demons are why are there demons in the future now. So, but I'll discuss about the preview in the next video. Right, the next video I'll discuss the preview. But anyway, good episode still. Thumbs up though. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next preview discussion, and we'll see y'all later.